Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm author, leadership, and team development speaker Joe Woodley, and this is another Key Moments for Faith. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been so busy over the last few weeks and months with my studies. I haven't had as much time as I have desired to post videos and to do some of the podcasts that I have been doing. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that. But as I said, it's been a very busy time, very productive time, and I'm so grateful that each of you is joining me today. Before we go any further, make sure you click on the subscribe button, subscribe to this channel, like this video, like other videos on this channel, and share them with your friends, your family, your neighbors, and even your enemies, and they may just happen to become your friends. Also, take a look in the description box. We're certainly sure to find something to help you on this journey we call faith. Hey guys, I wanted to make sure I took time out because I wanted to share some thoughts with you that I was having in regards to Thanksgiving, particularly this Thanksgiving 2021. Boy, what a ride it has been for us over the last 2 years. And I wanted to share an encouraging word with you, a really encouraging word with you. So I hope that you will just take the time to listen to what I have to share. And my prayer is that it will truly bless you, all of you. Over the past few weeks, I've really been thinking about what Thanksgiving means to me as we've approached this particular holiday season. When I was a kid, I really looked forward to Thanksgivings where I could sit down with my family around the table, and we would have traditional and, in my family's case, sometimes non-traditional Thanksgiving meals. And we would just stack our plates high with food, going back for seconds and thirds. And if we could actually manage fourths, right? And some of us even more. So some of my cousins remember those days. So I'm thankful, first of all, to God for pants that have buttons along the waist. You guys remember that, opening up, eating so much that you had to open your pants a little bit, and belts that had enough holes to adjust the tightness around your waist. And of course, those extra roomy sweatpants. So I'm grateful for all of that. And as a kid, I was well versed in the history of the Pilgrims settling at Plymouth, historically in the state that we now call Massachusetts. So I knew about that from school. I remember lessons discussing how many of the Pilgrims actually died the first year that they settled here in the United States. But Native Americans came along and they shared some techniques so that they could survive and they could live and they could thrive. So they taught them how to live off of the land. By the third year of the Pilgrims being in what is now the United States, Governor Bradford, he ordered a day of fasting and prayer. And he ordered this day because on the third year, there was a drought that was occurring. It was unusually hot that year, and it was unusually dry. And so when he proclaimed this time of prayer and fasting, shortly thereafter, the rains fell. Okay, so I want you to catch that. After the time of fasting and prayer, the rains fell. and a festival of Thanksgiving was declared. And that took place on the 29th of November that year. It was a time of Thanksgiving. They gave thanks because they weren't going to starve. They had enough food to feed their people. They knew that they were going to live and make it through that winter. So that was really, really important. And those festivals continued through the next 200 years, 200 plus years actually, to 1863, when Abraham Lincoln, he actually appointed a national day of Thanksgiving. And of course, more states picked up that trend as we went from there. And we have what we have today, which is Thanksgiving. We celebrate Thanksgiving every single year, okay? And so we know, of course, like I said, that that was not the first event of Thanksgiving that took place in mankind, because there have been other instances throughout the world before and after these events took place at Plymouth, when families, communities, and even nations would have Thanksgiving celebrations that would extend for, days, weeks, and even a full year of celebration for various reasons. But the story at Plymouth really stands out to me, not just because it's considered to be the official beginnings of Thanksgiving as we know it in the United States of America today. It stood out to me because there are many parallels that I see with this particular historical event and what we have been dealing with over the last 2 years in this nation. There are many parallels that are there. During the last 2 years in our nation, much of the world as we know it has been ensnared in the grip of fear. We've been ensnared in a grip of fear. There has been, as you know, a pandemic that has swept across our nation and across many nations of the world, where individuals have lost family members and they have lost friends. I know of many people who have passed because of everything that has gone on. And the response of the federal government, as well as numerous states, has been to place us under stringent lockdown procedures. And there are multiple cities and states that right now remain under some of these lockdown controls. As a matter of fact, there are many nations around the world that have even more strict lockdown policies and procedures in place that are much more authoritarian than what we even see in the United States of America today. Unfortunately, our responses they've led to some disturbing consequences, shall we say, as many of our children and our families have suffered under the strain of social isolation, increased economic disparities, and spiritual malnutrition, which has resulted in an epidemic of spiritual, psychological, and physical ailments. Many in the government and the media have used these times. They've used these times to gain more personal and political power and to boost their ratings, turning brother against brother and friend against friend. There's people fighting about vaccines or whether you're going to be vaccinated or not, mask and no mask. So we've been at each other's throats for quite some time. This has been an unusually arid time for many in our nation. And the word arid means it's been dry time in our nation. There are those of us who have experienced arid moments in our life. So you are aware of the power of prayer and the promises of God to see you through, because you've had arid moments throughout your life. This is not the first, and it's probably not going to be the last. So you've experienced these moments time and time again in your life, but many people as a nation, we are dealing with this right now. And you may actually in this moment find yourself struggling. Or maybe you know someone who is. This Thanksgiving, whether you are surrounded by a host of family members and friends or not, I want you to know that God hears your prayers. He has not abandoned you. When Governor Bradford called for a time of fasting and prayer, he believed that God would work a miracle amid desperate times. And as he does so many times, God came through on their behalf, and the rain began to fall. How many of you need some fresh rain to fall in your life today? 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, "And my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear them from heaven and forgive their sin and heal their land." How many of you know that our land needs to be healed today? So, as you sit down and feast at your table, whether your meal is grand or modest, I ask that you would take a little time to say a prayer. Just take a little time, say a prayer, and say thank you to the God of what was, what is, and what will be. Just say thank you and watch the rain begin to fall. So God bless you guys. I hope that you get the point of this message today. Our nation needs healing this Thanksgiving, this holiday season. Our nation needs restoration. And I'm praying that you would join with me in believing for that, and that you would give thanks to the God who is able. Whatever is going on in your life today, let's give thanks to the God of what was, what is, and what shall be. His promises are always yes and amen. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm author, leadership, and team development speaker Joe Woodley. Have yourselves an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time that you have with friends and loved ones, or even if you're alone, enjoy the time with the Lord, or find someone to enjoy the time with, or reach out to someone. If you have friends and family, reach out to someone who may be by themselves this holiday. Share a meal and say a prayer with them, and watch the rain fall in their lives. God bless you. I look forward to connecting with you again soon.